So I want to talk to you about learning to love paperwork. And most doctors hate it. It's sort of the number one stressor for all doctors worldwide. But I've learned some tricks that I want to share with you where I actually learned to love it. I actually have an empty in basket, and this is not just a prop. This is what it's like my entire career. So when I talk about paperwork, I also mean computer work, things like lab, x-ray, imaging, consultants' notes, forms for lawyers and insurance companies, all that stuff that drives us crazy. So the first tip is to make an appointment with yourself. Like, take your iPhone out or your computer, put in here 8 till 9 in the morning. I'm going to do paperwork every weekday morning, and then you're going to do it. If you do it at 5 at night, you're going to procrastinate. You're not going to do it on weekends. It's just going to build and build and build, and you're going to hate yourself and hate the job. If you're a young doctor with young kids, you're not going to be able to do that early in the morning, so do it at lunchtime, but don't do it after hours when you're tired. If you have a big form to do, have your secretary bring the patient in so you can't procrastinate. You know, if you have to do a big letter for a lawyer or an insurance company, bring the patient in. They'll help you do it. It'll get done. You can't procrastinate. It won't be looking at you and making you depressed the whole time. And charge the going rate. So the Ontario Medical Association says we can bill $300 an hour to fill out these forms. So, and then you can take that money and put it into a fund. And, you know, if you want to give it to charity or buy a book or go to see a Leafs game, that might take a couple of years to save up for that, or a Raptors game, or anything that's fun, to the Art Gallery of Ontario, or just go out for a meal. Then you're not going to hate paperwork as much, because it's going to be like, that's my fund. Always delegate too. Time management is all about delegation, so get your secretary to fill out as much as she can on the form, and then you just sign it at the bottom and make sure it's okay. If you go on holidays, come back a day early, and I do that in this office. You know, I'll go on vacation, I come back a day early, and I just sit here for 8 hours and get all my paper and computer work done, so I'm not, starting on Tuesday in a hole and depressed and my holiday's wrecked. So I actually quite enjoy it. I turn off the phone. Nobody can get me. No patients, no secretary, no family, nobody. I'm just here alone, getting everything done and ready for that next day. Also, whenever you deal with paperwork, just handle it once. Never put paper back into your in basket, or it'll mate and have babies. And that's not just a joke. It's just, as soon as you put it back in, someone will send you a piece of paper asking where it is. And either file it, shred it, action it, give it to your secretary to do something with it. So those are the only 3 things you can do with paper. You can't put it back. So if you do all these things, you will learn to love paperwork like I do.